Good morning, manifestors. It's Paula from the 411 on manifesting. Welcome back to my channel. How was your weekend? I hope everybody had a really, really nice weekend. The weather was absolutely beautiful for September. It was bordering on hot. I know people were like at the lake on the weekend. So absolutely amazing. Love, love, love this warm weather going into September. I had a pretty amazing weekend, if I'm being honest. Saturday, I facilitated a wild medicine class at Mystic Manna's Wild Earth Gathering Retreat. And I teach classes, that's sort of what I do, but I've never facilitated a class out at her retreat space. So it's just by Smoky Lake. It is a completely off-grid retreat space. There are cabins, there are teepees, there are bell tents to sleep in. There's an outdoor gathering area. There is a sauna. There is a cold plunge. Honestly, it's such an amazing experience out there. I've been to several retreats myself, both day ones and then, just staying for 3 or 4 days out there. It's absolutely amazing. So to have the opportunity to teach, I think it was 16 women, including everyone, about wild medicine was absolutely amazing. And we were able to make salves. We made everything outside. We went for a big nature walk afterwards. And just discovered so many wonderful things on the property itself and tons of healing plants. And it was such a wonderful grounding experience. And I'm so grateful for the people I have in my life that really allow me to do these things, because it is such a passion of mine. It's such an absolute passion. So yeah, it was pretty wonderful. And then, I kind of did some stuff in the city and went shopping a bit, and then stopped and had a quick visit with another one of my good friends. And yeah, it was really good. Yesterday, I just got a lot of stuff done around the house, and it was a wonderful, wonderful weekend. So okay, let's get down to business. So today I want to talk about AI and Chat GBT. I was listening to a podcast on the weekend with Kid Rock, of all people. Kid Rock and Luke Bryan have, I guess, sort of made a law with musicians, like artists in the music industry, that they cannot be replicated. So there cannot be, honestly, this is the thing, what you can do. You can type into Chat GBT, write me a song that sounds like Luke Bryan wrote it. You can actually type that into Chat GBT. It'll take a few minutes and it will spit you out song lyrics that have maybe taken a word or here through, many of Luke Bryan's other songs or just whatever, and it will actually write an entire song. So Kid Rock and Luke Bryan passed a law not too long ago saying that cannot happen for any musical artist, because that's sort of one of the only ways that it can't be replicated is because people go to see music live, and live music is still like a really, really huge thing. There's a lot of people that still go to concerts and live to go to concerts and follow bands around and just, do all that stuff. So, there are holograms and stuff out there, but holograms aren't interactive with audiences, that kind of thing. They're already sort of pre-done. So there is the fight on that a bit, that they're getting this law passed that you can't Chat GBT, write anything through AI or replicate anything for musical artists. And I kind of think it's a good idea, because I'll tell you, when I was thinking of doing this topic for a podcast, I actually typed into Chat GBT, give me the pros and cons of AI and Chat GBT. And I'm telling you, it spit me out a list, like a freaking list of pros and cons on it. So we're going to talk about a few of them. So let's start with the pros. So one of the big ones that I kind of liked is that ChatGPT is open 24/7. 24/7. So if you're, doing something in the middle of the night, you're working on a project or you've got a deadline or something like that, you're able to literally type in something that you're needing help with into ChatGPT. It will spit it out for you. So that's one good thing. It is very reliable as far as if you're typing in the correct keywords for it. It's very, very reliable in giving you the information that it pulls back. So you have to be careful with a few things. Like if you're typing in, I think it's a homonym, so a word that sounds the same but means different. So that kind of thing. So you have to really watch when you're, asking questions about certain things in certain words. So, and that will be on you. It won't be on ChatGPT, unfortunately. It's very fast, like very, very fast. There are people that are literally writing books purely on ChatGPT. I've used it myself a few times, but I've never, taken something from ChatGPT and then pasted it like, onto something I'm writing. I really use it when I'm stuck on something and I just maybe want a little bit of extra help with it. And it gives me some ideas of what to write. And I'm pretty sure I haven't like word for worded it. Maybe like a couple sentences I've taken here and there or whatever. But because let's be honest, there are people out there that use ChatGPT for like Facebook posts and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying it is. But man, you can totally tell, especially if you like know this person in real life. You'd be like, man, there is no way that this person sat down and wrote this. They don't even talk like that. So, you really have to pick your battles a bit with that kind of thing. But I find it's like super useful, especially if you're stuck on something, you just don't, you want to add to something even. You want to add more, like maybe you have a topic that you want to talk about, but you've only got a sentence or two. So you can type into ChatGPT your topic that you're talking about. It'll spit you out a whole bunch of stuff. You can kind of pick and choose or make it your own even. So I like that part about it. Kind of remember to make it your own. But literally there are people that are writing entire books on ChatGPT. And I guess I don't really understand that, just because it does take away your creativity, I think, a bit, and maybe your work process of it. One sec. Good morning, baby. My kitty. So it's very fast. That was another one of the pros for it. So it's very, very quick, right? Where if you were to sit down and write, 4 or 5 paragraphs on something that you either wanted to do a social media post or you wanted to do a podcast talk about, it might take you a better part of a day to sort of write down what you want to say. Whereas with ChatGPT, you'll just plug it in, take out what you want to use, add to it, or use the whole thing, right? So there you go. There are a couple other more positive things about it. Those were sort of my takeaways that I had from it. And let's move on to some negatives. So some negatives are, they're going to replace us. Like it's going to replace us. It's already started to replace us. So there's a lot of jobs being lost to AI and ChatGPT simply because, if we can get a computer to do the work of a person, then why are we going to pay a person? And I mean, it's already started. There's, in restaurants right now, there's probably some in bigger cities, but they have robots that deliver your food to you. In most places in the city too, they have little tablets. You can just order your own food. And by the way, you're completely at fault if your food is actually prepared incorrectly because you're the one essentially that's ordering it. I've been to a restaurant where you sit down, I think it was in Toronto, and you sit down at a table and there's just like tablets in front of you. And you will scroll through the menu, you will order your own food, do all that. And then when you're done, when you don't use it, you can like play games or go on Facebook and I don't know. It is what it is. But, there is a lot of jobs that are already doing that. Banks have already done that. We can do 90% of our banking either through our phone or we can use the machine outside. So, there's already been sort of a lot of jobs that are taken over by technology, but AI and ChatGPT are going to be taking over more. So there is that. There are some privacy issues copyright infringement and things like that. So because they haven't quite fine-tuned ChatGPT yet, where the information that it's pulling, they have to be really careful. You have to be careful too, and maybe a bit diligent, that the information that's getting pulled actually isn't information that somebody else already wrote, and the computer just can't tell the difference. So I've actually heard about that happening. I've not seen it or know anybody that's dealt with it, but I've heard about that. So yeah, there's some big privacy ones too, and copyright. So depending what you're doing, if you're writing a book through ChatGPT, or 90% of the book through ChatGPT, they really haven't done a huge fine tune on where that information gets pulled from. So you really want to be careful with that. And I think it's another con for me. I just think it takes away the hard work. And so, there's something about working hard for something. Don't work hard, work smart, and I get that. But I think that it would be more rewarding for people to, write their own books, or just get some help with it. I mean, getting help with it is fine, but I don't think literally writing an entire book through ChatGPT is going to serve your purpose at all. I don't think you learn anything from doing that. That's sort of my take on it, and you may disagree, and that's totally fine. But yeah, there's just some things sort of to watch out with. And I think the more that we use AI and ChatGPT, the more prevalent it's gonna come. So I mean, we can't take away the human experience, that's for sure. They're sure trying, but it's it's something that's probably gonna be maybe not in our lifetime, but perhaps in our kids. Just something to sort of think about. I would love to hear your thoughts on AI and ChatGPT. I could probably talk about this honestly for about an hour, because there was so much information. And literally, as like for fun, I typed into ChatGPT, give me the pros and cons of AI and ChatGPT, and it spit out a ton of stuff. So I just sort of picked the ones that sort of stuck out to me. But I would love to hear in the comments what you think about this, and if you use it yourself, and what your experience is. This is how we grow, everybody. We just share stuff. I love to do that. That is my vlog for today, everybody. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing to my channel just helps me to create more material for you. Thank you again. Have an amazing, amazing Monday. An amazing rest of your week, actually. And if nobody tells you this week, I love you. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.